Speechies, and welcome back to my channel. We are full on sweats casual today. Harper has decided she may or may not join me. This is Atticus. We're doing a really casual video today because this is a slightly stressful topic for everybody. Today we're talking about getting into grad school for speech-language pathology. So grab yourself a cup of tea. It's about 8 o'clock where I am right now. I'm wearing half of what I'm wearing to bed. My dog is trying to get ready for bed. I'm sorry about this, but this is a stressful topic, and to be completely honest with you, getting into grad school is the most, is the most stressful time. Hold on one sec. Okay, he's ready for bed now. It is pretty much these dogs' bedtime, so I am taking up their bedtime routine right now, which is why they're laying on pillows next to me. I hope you like dogs. But to be completely honest with you, getting into grad school, the grad school application and waiting process, for me has been was the most stressful part of my career thus far. More stressful than grad school itself, more stressful than applying for jobs, more stressful than my CF year. So if you're in the midst of it right now, just know that it's going to end and it gets better. But before we get into all of that, please, if you like videos about speech and life, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below. Hit that big red button. You'll really help us get to our goal of 1,000 subscribers before back to school. And I'm uploading videos every Monday, but I have a few bonus videos coming out, so you'll know when those are posted. I'm going to have a review of SLP Now, my very favorite website, coming out soon, a lot of lesson plans, a Q&A and assumptions video, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and help this channel grow. So let's get into it, my journey to grad school. So last week in my first Road to SLP video, we talked all about why I became an SLP, why I started with the speech pathology and audiology major that I did. And today we're going to talk about getting into grad school and why I decided to go to the grad school that I chose. And I said this last week, but I do not share specifically where I live. I will tell you I'm in the Midwest, and I don't share specifically what graduate school or college I went to. I will just tell you I work and went to an urban college or I work in an urban district. But for my safety and the safety of my family, privacy and things like that, I just don't share exactly where I am. But just so you know, I'm not going to share that specifically. So when we left off last week, I shared with everyone, which used to be so embarrassing to me, and now I feel happy that I can share it with someone, that someone might take solace in the fact that I got a 5-credit D in undergrad. I got a D in chemistry my freshman year of college. And I'm a girl who did not get lower than like a B+ in high school, and I got a D. And at the point, it was devastating, but if you are in the same-ish boat, it's going to be okay. I have friends who got straight A's all through college and have the exact same job as me, so it's going to be okay. But I got a 5-credit D, and then transferred into the speech program. The head of the department, who was a wonderful man who has since retired, allowed me into the program, and then we had some advising sessions. He advised everyone in our program, and he basically said to me, you're going to have to work your butt off to get into grad school with this D, and I don't know if you can do it, is basically what he said. I don't remember the exact words, but I remember leaving that advising session with like the resolve that I am going to get into grad school. I'm going to prove him wrong, and I'm going to do this. So I worked my tail off. My first semester of college, I think I had like a 2.3, and then I had that semester's cumulative GPA. And then my second semester freshman year, I had a 4.0. So I didn't get straight A's going forward, but I did do quite well. I applied myself to all my classes, and I will look up, hold on one sec, let me look up what my cumulative GPA was, just in case anyone was wondering, because it wasn't a 4.0. So my cumulative GPA graduating from undergrad was a 3.58, which is not perfect because I had a 5-credit D on my transcript. It's not perfect. So for those of you who have less than 4.0s, there's hope for you. I think the thing that really showed grad schools that I was really serious was that I had that D, and I explained it in my letters of recommendation. or my letters of intent to grad schools. I said I was in a program that I wasn't passionate about, and look how my grades changed. They went from a 2.8 my first semester to almost straight A's the rest of college, and I think that really worked in my favor. But I explained it and I showed my passion. So I might be skipping all around here. I don't have notes for this, but so I ended my college career with like a 3.58, I think is what I said. I applied to 12 grad schools, and I got into 10. I was waitlisted. I was denied from one, and I was waitlisted on one, and I eventually got in, but that was after I'd already accepted. So I know a lot of you who are applying to grad school, you're applying to a lot, so I applied to 12. Now, that was the most stressful time in my life, because anyone who has not gone through this process of applying to grad school for speech, they would just say, you're so smart, you have such good grades, you're going to get in. And I would say, it's not that easy. And the thing I appreciated from other speech paths or people also applying was that they never said, you're going to get in. Because it's really hard. I think I saw a statistic once that it's harder than med school. But if you can prove to grad schools why you're passionate and explain your passion, I think that's what really worked in my favor. Because other than that, there wasn't a lot unique about me. I mean, I was a white girl going straight through. There were a lot of people in my grad program who took years off, had different careers, traveled, things like that, and those unique circumstances helped them. And if you're one of those people, those things help a lot. People like me are a little bit of a dime a dozen, but if there's something unique about you, that really works in your favor. If you're a minority of some sort, if you're a man, if you're have traveled or had another career or something like that, those things really work in your favor because it adds a diversity to this field that we really need. So if you're one of those people, please continue to pursue this field because we need you. We need you so bad. People like me are a dime a dozen, but we need people with some diversity in life experiences, some diversity in cultural backgrounds, some diversity in gender, and things like that. So like I said, I applied to 12 schools, I got into 10, and I don't say that to brag, I say that to give some hope to some of you who are saying, I don't have a 4.0, I'm never going to get into any schools. I had a 3.5, and I got into 10 schools. So that was step one. The other thing that I recommend, if you are financially able, is visit as many schools as you can. I was really, really lucky in that my parents were willing to fund those trips. Now, my parents didn't pay for all of college. They did not pay for grad school at all, but they were willing to invest that money in me to find the school that fit me the best. And I did learn a lot about schools from visiting them. I went to West Virginia, I went to Tennessee, I went to Florida, and we did fold a few of those trips in with a family vacation like the one to Florida. But if you can go visit places, you can learn a lot about a school by getting a tour from a current student, by talking to faculty members, just by seeing what their clinic looks like. Some schools, my college I went to, we had a giant clinic, and you could see how much the school valued the clinic in that there were, 20 treatment rooms, and there were individual suites for group sessions, and we had an entire audiology suite, and some schools had like 3 rooms. And it was really important to me to have that clinical education and to see a school that valued that clinical stuff, because I have no intention of ever being a professor or getting a PhD. I wanted to see that a school valued the clinical side just as much as the research side. So if you can, go visit some schools. So I visited a lot of schools. And I went to undergrad in an urban school in a big city. And I didn't know if I wanted to go to grad school in a big city or if I wanted to go to grad school somewhere rural or suburban or something. And I visited those places and really learned that wasn't for me. And it might be for you. You never know till you visit. The thing that I really liked about my urban school so let me back up. So I ended up going to grad school the same place that I went to undergrad, a school in a big city in the Midwest. And the thing that I really loved about that was that the just breadth of opportunities clinically. Some of the schools that I toured, they would say things like, we don't send students any farther than an hour and a half away for their clinicals. And I didn't want to have to drive that far to a clinical. And I knew that in my city, I had 6 hospitals, 10 hospitals. I had a major metropolitan school district as well as 20 suburbs with schools, and there's tons of clinics and tons of opportunities, and I was not going to have to travel forever. And there's all these specialty areas, and if I wanted a school that specialized in autism, which I got, I had one of those. If I was interested in sign language, there's one of those. If I wanted a language immersion, there's those. And so I loved in my urban city and my urban school that I had all of those opportunities, which is eventually what led me to decide to go to grad school at the same place I went to undergrad. So I made that decision. It was very helpful to me that I knew the city already, I knew the campus already, I knew the clinic already, and someone who is very anxiety prone, maybe in a different video we'll talk about me and anxiety, it was very helpful for me to know the lay of the land. Now, some people that I know really wanted to go somewhere totally different for grad school and get a new experience. That's awesome. Some people wanted to go far away from home, or they had gone far away for undergrad. They wanted to come closer for grad school. I think you just have to think about the choices that what you want, like you'll do a lot of networking wherever you're in grad school. I ended up working in the district that I student taught in, so you might want to keep that in mind. If you've always wanted to live in California and you can go to grad school in California, you might be able to get a foot in the door. But yeah, that's what I decided to do. Sorry if this video doesn't make a lot of sense, but mostly in this video, I wanted to share with you that if you're someone who is looking at going to speech for undergrad or for grad school and you don't have a perfect 4.0, it's okay. Your passion will shine through. You just need to prove that you really are trying. I think the reason I got in is because I proved I turned a 2.5 into a 3.5 in 3 years. And they saw that passion in me. I never got less than an A in a speech class. So I just want to be an example to you that you don't have to have a 4.0 and you can get into 10 grad schools and have your pick. And also my other advice for someone who is in that application process, well, 2 things. 1, go visit the schools if you can. If not, try to have, a FaceTime conversation or a Zoom conversation with a current student or a professor. See if you can get a Zoom tour. See what you can do to just really get the feel for that program. And then it does get better. I swear to you, the most stressful time in my path, my journey to CCC SLP was applying and waiting for grad school. I promise if you're in that boat right now, it does get better. And if you are someone who is currently working in the field as a speech pathologist, comment down below. Let me know what was the most stressful time for you. Was it applying for grad school? Was it applying for a job? Was it your CF year? Was it this crazy COVID time right now? Leave a comment down below. Let's give some encouragement to the people that are coming up in this field. So let's give them a little bit of hope that it does get better, because I promise it does. I was a wreck when I was applying to grad school, but it gets better, and it's a wonderful, balanced, lovely career. So sorry if you're at a different angle now. My tripod fell over. So this week we are talking all about why, my process of getting into grad school. And next week on this series of my road to CCC SLP, we're going to talk about where I did my CF, why I chose the setting that I work in, and what some of the pros and the cons are to working in the urban school setting, if you're interested in that. So if you like this video, if you are someone who is on your road to become a speech pathologist, if you're considering it, if you are a speech pathologist, or if you're someone who just loves SLPs because they work with you, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know where you are on your road in the comments below. And then make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to have my part 3 of this series coming out, and then some bonus videos coming out for you guys before back to school. So we're going to have a review and kind of a tour of SLP Now, my very favorite website, coming up this week or next. And then we are also going to have a Q&A and assumptions video. I asked you guys for some questions and assumptions, and they were really fun to read. So you get to learn a little bit more about me, the face behind Itty Bitty Speech. So make sure you're subscribed so you know when those go up, because those will not be Monday uploads. But other than that, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!